Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get right home with you in the afternoon. I'll have to tell you, one of the best segments we have is a segment that's called AP and Kelly As We See It, and it's found here every Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you don't miss it. So for you folks who are listening in other parts of the country right now, it's Central Time. Make sure you put that down there as well. AP, so good to have you on the show today. What's up?
Hey, Donna, thank you so much, Donna. Really appreciate that. Every Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time, AP and Kelly As We See It. And Donna, I'm down in Destin, Florida.
I thought the background looked a little different.
Little different, right? Little more upgrade. That painting behind me. We're at the hotel at the moment, but the SEC spring meetings are down here. But, that's, Donna, when they all get together, that's the presidents, the director of athletics, the head football coach, head basketball coach, head women's basketball coach, the sponsors, the bowls. They all meet in Destin, Florida once each year around this time, Memorial Day week. And then the SEC spring football meeting, Donna, that this year will be in Dallas, Texas in mid-July.
So that's hot.
It'll be probably 100. And that's the very first time they're holding it in Dallas, Donna. And usually it's in Birmingham, occasionally in Atlanta. They had it in, I think, Nashville last year. That was very rare. So, but this year, because Texas and Oklahoma came on board, I'm sure that's why they're going to be in Dallas, Texas. I'm sure the Texas A&M people who have been trying to get it there for decades, I'm sure they're thrilled. And I guess you can hear the sarcasm in my statement.
Thought I detected it. So tell me what's happening this week. I mean, you just told us, but what are the logistics of it?
Right. So it's held at a hotel, and then they're in meetings. They'll be in meetings for, let's say, 2 to 4 hours, and they'll have each one is segmented. Maybe all the football coaches are in one room. Then the women's basketball head coaches are in another room. And so that's how it's done. And then they come flying out of there, and then people do some interviews and things and try to find out if there's been any changes. A lot of times the SEC football, they've been debating, Donna, for years about moving from 8 to 9 games. Right now it's at 8 games for each team within the conference. I think next year as well, but I think that's always up for debate and discussion. So that's one of the prime topics that the coaches, and I'm not sure if they're going to be moving to the 9 games now, because you have the 16 teams within the conference with Oklahoma and Texas on board. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to move to the 9 games or satisfied with the 8. Really, Donna, when you think about it, you're playing 8 games. There's 16 teams in the conference. And that's not a true champion. There's no way you can do it in football because there's too many teams, Donna. You can't play 15 games and you're non-conference. I mean, that's beyond an NFL schedule. So but you'd like to play a game or 2 more, but maybe they're just going to leave it there and leave it wide open. And there's some other things you can do, Donna, to force teams to improve their schedule. You can say you're only going to play right now. It's the Power 4 conferences because the Pac-12 has disintegrated. There's only 2 teams left, and some other teams were absorbed into the Big Ten and the Atlantic Coast Conference. So you can force teams by your meetings, and discussions during the spring to say, we want you to play just teams from the Power 4, at least 2 per season. That would give you 8 conference games in the SEC and 2 against the Power 4. That's 10 big ball games where the fans will really get their money's worth, because, and with all deference to the teams that are in the FCS, which is a lower level, or some other teams around the country, you're asking fans to pay these ticket prices, and it's really nothing more than a glorified scrimmage.
Yeah.
So, people don't want to see those games. They want to see big time college football, top level, all the talent from around the country, from these conferences, and I'm not saying they have to be in the Power 4. I mean, Notre Dame is still an independent, of course, And you have teams in these other conferences, not in the Power Four, that are competitive. They can beat you, and that's happened. We've seen it. We've seen it in the past. We've seen FCS schools beat FBS schools. So it's all relative. But I think you, as a football program, unless you're forced to play competitive teams, you're trying to get to that 6-win level to be in a bowl game, because you can practice longer and you're going to receive that payout from the bowl. You're going to feel you have a successful season because you extended it beyond the regular season. So there's a number of reasons why you're scheduling teams that you feel you can beat.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole ball of wax there. I mean,
Yeah.
But football has changed a little bit, though. I mean, maybe it was because I'm almost 65 years old. I remember back in the olden days, football. I've just seen it change a little bit. But this is I'm coming up with some questions here for some of our listeners, and Roy sent this question. So he wanted to know what your thoughts are.
Yes.
Is football turning more commercialized now that players are being paid? What are your thoughts about that?
Good question. Good question there. Yeah, I think every discussion, Donna, you're incorporating the word money, because the players are receiving more money than ever before, not only through the endorsements to the name, image, and likeness, but you have the Pell Grants that's been going on for decades. You have the Alston decision. We're receiving money from that judgment. You're having cost of attendance. That's money that players receive. And you're going to have the revenue sharing coming up very soon, Donna. And they're mentioning the fact that it's going to be $20 million per team in the Power Five that they can give. And they're trying to come up with a percentage that they're going to share with the players. Right now, I think they're discussing 20%, which, Donna, when you look at any revenue sharing model like the NFL, National Football League, it's near 50, it's over 50%. So this 20% that they're discussing is on the low side. So when his name is Roy, I believe you said Roy. So there's going to be more money involved. And I think you're going to see venture capitalists. You're going to see companies saying, hey, we'd like to represent so-and-so team. We'd like to buy the whole conference. Think about that. We want to buy the whole conference and pay you billions of dollars. And then you're always going to be mentioning our name. Every time there's a game, you're going to be saying our logo. But so this money, Donna, it is just at the very beginning. It's how it's going to infuse college athletics. And if you think college athletics and college football is different now, wait in 5 years, Donna, you're not going to recognize it.
Yeah, I don't think you will either. And I was going to tell you, I'm from the olden days. This is from the golden era right here, okay?
Yes.
So a football player would get a bloody nose. Nobody thought anything about it, go back out on the field again. All of that's going to change too, because you got your personality and you got to look good too now on the screen. So what's going to happen to all of that? The bloody game of football is gone.
Yeah, the game is faster, Donna. The players are huge. They're super fast. The skill level is out of this world, Donna. The coaching is imaginative, creative. The defenses are complex. The offenses are even so difficult to master. All the intricacies and the plays that are called, and they change every week, just like the pro teams. Years ago, Donna, maybe you're a college football team. You had a few wrinkles every game. I mean, you might change the entire game plan from week to week. You're learning new plays all the time. And that requires the players to be more attentive. That takes up their time during the week, just learning the new plays, the new game plan. So yes, everything is done on every level is accelerated.
And it's grown enormous. I totally get that. I really do, but I don't know. I just liked it back in the day. I like it now too, though.
Right. No, I like to watch highly competitive games, Donna.
Yeah.
I like to see it where in the last 5 minutes, I don't even know who's going to win. That's what I like to watch.
That's what I love. I
Yeah,
like
that's what I enjoy. Yeah,
nobody games. Hmm.
yeah, it's fun. And because what happens is it comes down to the players must produce and perform, the coaches must make the right calls, the teams must execute the design plays that they've learned during the week and they've been coached. And you can watch the kicker. We're always discussing the kicker down. It's so important. Does your kicker make it, or does the other kicker miss it? And it's so exciting. And then Donna, when you're competing with these 50, 60, 70, 80-inch screens, you're going to have to improve the fan experience at the stadium. So that's an area of development and creativity, and you're trying to improve all the time, just like the team. You're trying to improve that fan experience. You're luring the people to the stadium each week. That's the fear of athletic directors and administrations, that we have people that want to stay at home. That's a better experience than coming to the game. We have to make it easy to park. We have to make it easy to exit and access the stadium and the road systems. All those things that are important. And the smart programs are looking at every facet of their game day experience to improve it for the fan and the alumni and people who like to travel, because that's a lot of time, effort, and money that they're extending to watch their favorite team, which you better take care of.
That's true. Absolutely. And take care of the families too. I've always loved this. So you watch the football game, and Phil mentions this for Father's Day. What does he get? A tie, something like that. But for
Right.
Mother's Day, I get flowers and everything else. And so, but I've always enjoyed watching the football players. They'll be out there on the sidelines, and they'll say, "Hi, Mom," in a big sign. Don't say anything about Dad.
Right.
But I want to see more personality. I hope we don't get away from that.
No, I think down in the last 25 years or so, we've seen more personality. Years ago, Donna, I loved the fact years ago, Donna, when the announcer would be on the field, the sideline reporter, they'd have the microphone, and then the loudspeaker, the person in the press box for the team would be giving you John Smith from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And then he'd be in front of the camera, then he'd move away. Then the next person would come in, Jefferson Smith from Birmingham, Alabama. I mean, and they have like 11 or 12 players introduced, and then they would introduce the coach on the TV. I used to love, that's the way I love football. That's from the 60s and 70s, of course. And then they got away from that. It's not as personalized. All they do, they'll pop a picture up there very quickly, maybe. And you're supposed to identify that within seconds. It's so fast, you can barely see the picture and the photo of the player. I wish it was years ago when they used to announce the player on the field and have the camera right on. That was fun.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. And I remember back in the day, the Hanna brothers, they're from Oxford,
Yeah.
Alabama. And the Hannas, every time they would show a picture of them, I'm going to tell them, we would just all be screaming, yay! And, it's like our hometown pride. And we were just always so good to see them on there. We got to go into a commercial break. Can you believe this? Okay, we're going to be right back. That's why you're on our station. All right, we'll be back shortly. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to limonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
My Towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. We are with my buddy AP Steadham, and he is a football announcer, baseball announcer, basketball announcer. Do you do tennis?
No, we try to keep an eye, primarily on the football and basketball. The baseball, Yeah, the baseball, we like baseball. We don't get a chance to watch as much as we'd like, but we're kind of emphasize the football and the basketball because it's so very good in the Southeastern
Mhm.
Conference.
Absolutely. Now, AP also has another show, and it's called AP and Kelly As We See It, and they air here on Fridays. Football Friday at 4. It's real easy, but remember that it's Central Time because I've had emails from, where's the football guy at? And I will say, where are you from? They may say they're from Minnesota. Well, it's, maybe another time zone, whatever. And so
Right.
make sure you're within your own time zone. So we appreciate you doing that. But they like watching the show. So what's going on with the show this week? Or what
Yeah,
happened last week?
yeah. Last week, Donna, we had a gentleman who's very well known across this country because had been involved in sports for 4 decades. Mike Oresco, he was with ESPN, Donna, for over 10 years, probably 15 or so. Then he was with CBS. Donna, he's the person that negotiated this contract for the Southeastern Conference when they signed that deal for about 15 years, and it just ended last year. And he was the one who would tell you when Alabama would play, when Auburn would play, when Tennessee would play, when they would be on this CBS game of the week. He's the one who made that decision. So he was so creative in the world of sports. Down, he came up with Thursday Night Football, full week. He was the one down when you're watching all this college basketball. We were witnessing on the 4 different networks, the TNT, TBS, True TV, and CBS. He came up with that idea. He was at CBS at that time, and he was instrumental in putting that all together. Mike Oresco. So he was our guest for 3 segments last week on the show. Very informative, and he's currently the commissioner of the American Athletic Conference. He's retiring here in a couple of days, and he was the commissioner of the Big East and dissolved that with all the basketball teams. They left and still maintained that Big East name, but they wanted to be a basketball league primarily. And then he formed the American Athletic Conference and the logo, everything. So that's how much he's done in sports. He's I'm not sure there's anybody I ever knew in my lifetime that did as much for college athletics. He was in administration as commissioner, and then in the TV world, coming up with all these creative ideas and decisions. So that was great. So this week, Donna, we're trying to get somebody from the Southeastern Conference, I think an athletic director. We're trying to get him as our guest this week, one of the newer teams from Oklahoma. So we're trying to get him on the show this week. Hopefully it'll all work out. And because I know that Oklahoma and Texas people, they're really excited about joining the Southeastern Conference. And all the other teams in the Southeastern Conference, they're going to be welcoming Oklahoma and Texas into the league. They'll be visiting their campuses. And also the SEC teams, they're going to be going to Oklahoma and Texas for some of them from the very first time, or it's been many, many years since they competed against each other. So on all these different levels, football and the basketball and the women's basketball, all the different various sports. So it's exciting to have 2 new teams, and there's 16 teams down in the Southeastern Conference. Whoever thought that would happen? 16 teams.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're talking about a little bit earlier in the first segment about, teams that have made it that were even outside of that have competed with the bigger teams. I wanted to mention Jack State. And, they've really grown. When Coach Burgess was there, he passed away a few weeks ago, and we hated to hear about that.
Yes.
But Coach Burgess was there, and he led them on to a huge victory.
Yeah, they had some victories through the years. Jacksonville State, I think they operated on Division II level at one point, and the FCS, and now they're playing the top level teams. And I thought did they not beat Florida State a couple of years ago, Donna?
Yeah, they did. That was another thing.
I thought they did. I think that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had their moments, and then didn't they also have their first bowl victory? I think recently, last couple of years. I thought they had their first bowl victory as well.
They have done extremely well. And then sometimes, and then looking at football, you have to have some hometown pride too. I know Fife, Alabama just keeps kicking it. I mean, they are doing just right up the road from us. And I mean, it's a high school football team, but they are doing remarkable. And so, and I wanted to say that because Mitch sent a message, and that's about talent scouts. And he said he thinks he has seen some at their local high school football games.
Yes.
I bet they. I'm just saying. I sent him a message back. I bet they were, because if they start hearing some buzz, about some good players at a high school football team, I don't think they scout that out, do they?
Donna, scouts are everywhere, and they have voices and ears and eyes everywhere. So in this day and age, Donna, it's very easy to promote some talent because you can reach out to the schools and email the videos, right? You can, I mean, it's so
Oh, that's easy to do nowadays.
you can look at the athletic staff directory, reach out, call someone and say, I have a video I'd like to send. Can I email you? It's really great for the players, and especially, you know, the high school players and their parents and their guardians. You can be proactive. You don't have to wait. You can be from a small town. Now, if you have the measurables, the size, the height, the speed, the agility, the skill, that's what will get people's attention. It doesn't matter necessarily the size of your school. It really doesn't matter at all, because if you have those, the strength, the size, the speed, you can adapt. It will take you a moment or so when you arrive on campus, but you'll be fine. So I tell people all the time, reach out and reach out to your favorite school. They may not be interested, but they may know of somebody who's looking for your ability.
And thanks, Mitch, for sending that. But I don't know. It with technology, I don't think it matters about the size of your school at all, because with
Not at all.
technology, Facebook, and I'm gonna tell you what, we're proud in my area. We're gonna put the football games on our Facebook page. I mean, we're just
Right.
gonna do that, and it's so easy now because your scouts are out there and they're looking.
Yes.
On Facebook, it doesn't matter if you only have 1,000 people in your school. If somebody's making some good
Yeah.
moves out there, the scout's going to find out about it.
And the ability with the internet, down, you could be in Alabama, they can look at you in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in Montana, they can look at you in Alabama. Doesn't matter. I mean, that's the beauty of the communication system that we have now that's global. You could be in Canada. You could be in Mexico. You can be in any country for different sports. If you can notify somebody, they'll reach out and they can view your videos, they can watch you, they can communicate with you. It's fabulous. It really, when you think about it, Donna, there's players that are getting opportunities in states and from different countries, from, you know, one end of the United States to the other. The school is looking for players everywhere. All 50 states are within realm when you're recruiting players nowadays, because you don't have to visit them. You can watch their videos and communicate with them via the internet.
Absolutely. But I did want to mention one thing. Some of you guys, be careful what you put on your personal Facebook page, okay? Because it could be a
Correct.
turn off. Be really careful about that.
They're watching. Everyone's watching. Correct.
Absolutely. AP, we're going to have to call it quits in just a little bit less than 2 minutes. What would you like to tell the folks before you go? And who's going to be on the show this coming Friday?
Oh, yeah. Like I say, we're trying to get the athletic director from University of Oklahoma on our show, Joe Castiglione, and discuss. They're a newcomer to the Southeastern Conference. Of course, they're one of the blue bloods of college football. When I say blue blood, that means top 10 all-time wins. They have many Heisman Trophy winners, national championships, and victories through the years. So we're trying to get him on the show. And then, of course, we'll have a discussion of some other topics as well. 4 p.m. Central, IC Radio. That's 4 p.m. Central, IC Radio, AP and Kelly, as we see it.
Absolutely. AP, thank you again so much for being on the show with me today. It's always a pleasure.
Good. Thank you, Donna. My pleasure. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. And thank you guys so much for watching. You know, you can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter. You can also find us on Abundant Television syndicated, and that's found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com. And send emails. AP and I appreciate it. Donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you so much for watching.